Good afternoon. From the people who brought you the Bakugan expose and carpool etiquette, welcome to Test Administration for the Stars. I'm joined here today by two Spalding students as well as my co-stars, Mr. Cassidy and Mr. Cox. Also joining us today to help show you the proper way to proctor a test is Ms. Frangoulis. Now, notice how the room is nice and quiet and calm. This is the best way to help administer a test. The teacher will walk around the room, careful not to hover over one student to check and make sure that everyone is on the correct question and is filling in the bubbles properly. Now, of course, each test has a set amount of time, and the teacher should make sure that that whole full allotted time is used, not to shortchange any students. If the students have questions, as we know, the teachers are not allowed to tell them the answers, but they can help to encourage them by telling them to do their best or to take their time. Notice how she walks around. She hands them pencils in case one of them breaks. That's a good job of a caring and proper teacher. Now, once the test is completed, once the test is over, the teacher will go around and collect the answer sheets. It is the teacher's responsibility to make sure that all stray marks are erased from the bubble sheet, because this could cause bubble error and cause answers to be incorrect. Also, if a student used scratch paper, they need to make sure to collect the scratch paper and turn it in with the answer booklets. Once the testing is complete, the teacher will look into the hallway and find a proctor to come in and cover their classroom while the teacher goes and returns the test-taking materials to their proper home. Notice, as Ms. Steinhardt comes in to watch the class so that Ms. Frangoulis can take her test back down to the counseling suite. This concludes the correct way to proctor the CRCT. Now that we've shown you some of the proper ways to proctor the test, let's show you some mistakes that could be made that are the improper way to proctor the test. Notice Ms. Frangoulis here, while her students are busily taking the test, she's on her computer checking her email along with texting some of her friends. Meanwhile, you have students over here who are copying answers from themselves. So checking your email and texting your friends is a proctoring no-no. Also, yelling at the children instead of calmly and soothingly speaking to them is something that is frowned upon. Students need to make sure to have a calm environment where they can do their best on the test. Now, also, students should not be getting up to go to the restroom or going anywhere else around the room. Students cannot just get up and go and just get up and leave anytime they choose.
No.
They need to make sure that they stay seated and complete the test. In case of a restroom emergency, the teacher would need to stop the test right at that moment, write down the time, and then allow that student to go to the bathroom with one of their proctors. Now, another thing that you should not do, and now as you can see, this student has had a nosebleed. Now, in this instance, do not...
Please put your pencils down. Put your pencils down.
Okay, now the teacher's writing down the time when we stopped. Now, you would need to make sure to keep a copy of this answer sheet because that has to be turned in to the testing people. Okay, so she's going to put it in a Ziploc bag and make sure to preserve it so that it can be checked. This also works for vomit. Now also, when you're verbally giving the test, it is not okay to give hints to your students to help them to do better.
They will go to the zoo soon. Which is a noun? A, go. B, zoo. C, soon. Circle the answer you think is best. A, go. B, zoo. B, zoo. C, soon. B, zoo. C, soon.
Already go.
Okay, now, let's say that you're in section 3 of the test. Mr. Cassidy, is it okay to let your students go back to section 1 and complete anything that they have not finished?
I'm sorry, it is not, Coach Worrell.
Okay, well, what about skipping ahead? If my class is just so smart and we finish section 3 in 10 minutes, can we go ahead to section 4? Because we don't need to waste our time taking this test. We have more important things to do.
I'm sorry, Coach Worrell, that is also incorrect. No, you have to stay, you cannot go ahead or go back. You have to stay on that exact section.
Thank you. Okay, now one more thing that we need to do is you make sure that the desks are turned so that students don't have access to the front part of the desk. This keeps their fingers and their hands less busy so that they can't eat their crunch and munch while they're back here taking the test. Also, when students are completed with the test, they should not be reading books or playing with toys, especially Bakugans, which we know are not allowed at Spalding.
Coach Worrell, thank you so much for all that information, because now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Thank you for watching our video on how to proctor. We'll see you later in the week as we tell the students how they should best prepare for the CRCT. And don't forget,
Let's get ready to bubble.